All right, welcome back to Handgun World, everybody. I'm Bob Main. So I recently put out a video about the SIG P320, and I want to follow up that video. SIG got some good news in the incident with the Air Force airman that supposedly got shot by a 320. Now it looks like the Air Force has made an arrest. And it looks like it probably, maybe, likely was not the gun going off by itself, but rather another airman. It says, since then, the investigation has progressed. This is part of the news announcement. And an individual has now been arrested on suspicion of making a false official statement, obstruction of justice, and involuntary manslaughter, said by an Air Force spokesman. So, does that let the SIG P320 off the hook? I don't know. This is one incident. Now, there seems to be a lot of video evidence, documented evidence of the SIG P320 pistol possibly going off by itself. Will this incident vindicate the SIG P320 and call it safe now? I don't know. Kind of doubt it, because can we just point to one incident? Here's something to think about. There's a lot of other striker-fired guns. Do you hear and see as much evidence or as much allegations? Do you see videos and do you see reports of other brands of striker-fired guns going off while they're holstered? Do you see that? I don't. Does that mean that the SIG P320 is automatically now safe? I don't know. Does it mean that there's a problem with the SIG P320? That may not have been completely proven either. But when you see a preponderance of reporting and videos of the gun going off while it's in a holster. Folks, here's the thing. I've had people say, anybody who's speaking negative about the SIG P320 is helping the anti-gunners. Bad argument. I think that's a very bad argument. You know, the anti-gunners, they hate all guns, not just one particular brand. They hate everything. And one of the tactics of the anti-gunners is to say that those of us who believe in the Second Amendment, that we can't be trusted because we're unsafe. That's one of their arguments by the anti-gunners. So if we are pushing for the safety of firearms and equipment, isn't that a good thing? Doesn't that kind of take away their argument that we are unsafe individuals with these guns in our hands? I think it does. I think it diffuses their argument. So to say, stop ragging on the SIG P320 because you're helping the anti-gunners, bad argument. To say, stop ragging on the SIG P320 because there's really no hardcore proof that they go off on their own. Okay, valid argument. And there's more that needs to be investigated. And there's more that needs to be looked into. But I don't think this one incident in the Air Force that basically is an arrest that they made because one airman shot another airman, I don't think that that completely vindicates hundreds of thousands of one brand of firearm. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not making a legal statement here. So please don't come after me and say, well, Bob, you know, you're making an illegal statement. I'm saying that there is no proven problem, but there is no proven completely safe for that brand of firearm. And again, I'm just going to say how many other brands of firearms are being reported firing while they're holstered, and it's not just one report or two, but many of them. And I'm not going to post the video links because they're out there. All you have to do is just search for it. You will find the videos. That's all I'm going to say. I like SIG. I own a SIG P365. Very good gun. I think it's a fantastic gun. I had a P365 XL that I regret selling. Great guns. I've had no problems with them. I like the way they operate. I like the way they fire. I like the way they feel in my hand. The P320 I've never had any interest in. Never owned one. I've shot them. They just didn't feel right to me, but lots of people love the SIG P320. So for those of you who are in favor of the P320, please don't get your undies in a bundle over this. I'm not saying that SIG should go bankrupt or will go bankrupt or should quit supplying guns. I'm not saying that. And what the military decides to do is their decision. Can we trust absolutely everything that the military says? Yeah, I don't know about that. I think there might be a little skepticism. In this particular instance, in Wyoming, at the Air Force Base, okay, then it's looking like it's not the situation we thought. It's one person shot another person. Now, that hasn't been proven in a court of law either. So again, I'm not giving legal advice in this video. It's just an opinion. I just look at things with an open mind from a wide lens, and I look at what is most of the reporting. Did a whole bunch of people get together and say, let's report that the P320 goes off on its own? Let's do that, and let's take down SIG. I don't think a bunch of people did that on purpose. I think the reporting that we're seeing is coming from incidents that have happened. If I'm proven wrong, I will gladly get on YouTube again and say that I was wrong. I'm not going to use this Air Force incident. I'm not going to use the new information to say that I was wrong. But if it's proven that the SIG P320 is a completely safe firearm, and not just by SIG. I don't want to just hear SIG, because of course SIG is going to say that. Anybody's going to say that. But if it's proven outside of that bubble, that, and I'm not talking about people who they're armorers for SIG, or they have a vested interest in parts and things like that for SIG. If you have a dog in the fight, I'm going to think, well, you're talking like you have a dog in the fight. I don't have a dog in the fight. Okay? I own one SIG handgun. So I'm not saying don't buy anything from SIG Sauer. What I'm saying is I think we all need to be patient and see what comes out on the P320, see what kind of other new information. But there's a lot of smoke, and there could be some fire. Okay, thanks for watching Handgun World. Remember, shoot straight, shoot safe, and read your Bible every day.